have go through the period of pre-partition. So now I will start this lecture with after partition because you have to know about the situation of Pakistan. So by the grace of God, the struggle of the Muslims and by the great leadership of Qaid Azam. What is the meaning of Qaid Azam? Qaid, leader, Azam, great. He was a great leader. He was the leader of the nation who created Pakistan. So that's why we have called him Qaid Azam. After the partition, after when Pakistan was came into being, so we called him Qaid Azam. Every person said that his original name was Muhammad Ali Jinnah, but we called him as a Qaid Azam. So in 1947, August 47, when Pakistan came into being, he was appointed first Governor General of Pakistan. Qaid Azam Mudi Jinnah, 14 August 1947, was appointed as first Governor General of Pakistan. So now, when the Pakistan came to being, there's a lot of problems. So, because this is a new country, a country which has created on the map of the world with struggle. So when Pakistan came to be, it's a great having great problems. So in start, Pakistan was faced many different problems. In 3rd June 1947 plan, it is a plan who made that India will be parted. The subcontinent will be divided into two areas. So in 3rd June 1947, we decided a boundary commission was established. What is the boundary? Where is the boundaries of Pakistan? Where is the boundaries of India? So they have decided, boundary commission decided, will decide that these areas will be included in Pakistan and these areas will be included into India. So the chairman of this boundary commission was Sir Radcliffe. Sir Radcliffe, he was a lawyer, he was an advocate. He was appointed by the British government as a chairman of the boundary commission. So boundary commission demarcated the areas of Pakistan, India. But unfortunately, the Lord Mountbatten, who became the Governor General, and he appointed Sir Radcliffe for this boundary commission. The Indians, the Hindus, they conspired with Lord Mountbatten and Sir Radcliffe that the main areas they were subjugated to India. The Muslim majority area in boundary commission, it was decided that the majority areas of Muslim population will go to Pakistan and the majority areas of Hindus will go to India. This was principally decided by this commission. Now, the situation is that after the partition, the Hindus and Governor General conspired and they snatched in many important areas of the Pakistan to send to Indian territory. The first thing there, I mean, in Punjab, in first Punjab, Tehsil Gurdaspur, Tehsil Pathankot. I mean, this is a, map. You should know about the map of Punjab. So in Punjab, because the two areas we decided, Punjab and Bengal. Punjab we decided they will distribute East Punjab and West Punjab. East Punjab will be given to India and West Punjab will be given to Pakistan. So these areas, Tehsil Gurdaspur, Tehsil Pathankot, Tehsil Butala, these are areas of district Gurdaspur. This was district. The condition of the province is that when it's called prince, then come to district, then come to tehsil, then come to village. Okay, so these district were these tehsils were given to India in spite of the fact that these are the majority of the Muslims, the majority of these areas, the Tehsils were Muslims, but it was unjust award. We called him a student of history. We called him unjust award. This award was not just. The award was favored with the Hindus, and Hindus get the most important areas of the Pakistan. So another thing, Tehsil Ferozpur. If you know, come to Lahore, you know the road is called Ferozpur Road. If you come to Lahore, I was living in Iqbal town, so there's a Ferozpur Road. So what is Ferozpur Road? Ferozpur Road is that road which go to Ferozpur district. The Ferozpur district was also predominantly was a Muslim majority area, but the Tehsil of Ferozpur Road, Tehsil of Zira, Tehsil of Gurdaspur, Tehsil of District Firozpura, they were given to India. This was unjust award. So this created a very bad situation. Then I think in the partition of Bengal. First, it is now the Punjab, then come Bengal. In Bengal, the Murshidabad district was given to India during this decision of the Red Clay Award, unjust Red Clay Award. The Murshidabad district was given to India, and some other uh, areas of the area given to India. So I mean, this is the problem. And the other thing that which created problem, it was irrigation, because Punjab is a irrigated land. Punjab is situated where the crops were given by the water. So there are two headworks. The two headworks was given to India. First headworks was Madhupur, and the other headworks was, those two headworks were given to India. In spite of that, these what is headworks? To control the irrigation, to control the water. So these two headworks were given to India, in spite of the fact that these headworks was in Pakistan area, but unfortunately, due to Sadka award, they were given to India, and due to this, Pakistan suffered very much. So this is the area of the problem of the distribution. Then come the administrative problem. Administrative problem. Pakistan have a great administrative problem during its birth, because most of the administration belongs to Britishers and Hindus. They were, present at the top areas, our top offices. When the partition was done, the most Hindus and British officers left their country. The Britishers went to the Great Britain, and the Hindus went to India. So there is lack of administrative problems, because the government cannot be done due to administration. So it is a crisis of the administration. So Pakistan was a problem of administration. There was many things was the no, we have don't any trained officers. We don't have trained officers, because Pakistanis was not at that time were educated. So they become a problem for the administration. Then we have a lack of stationery. we don't have any stationery. Even that time, during that time, stationery was not available. So how can we start the work of the offices? Then we have problem of lack of offices. Most of the offices after the partition, 1947, they were in open places. They were in camps. Just imagine, you are doing in the camps. The Indian, they have not any problem. The Indian officers were built in the buildings, in their roof, in their areas, custody areas. But Pakistani face this problem with the shortage of offices. So there the machinery at that time, the typewriters wasn't available at that time. So it is shortage of typewriter, then stationery, then the Hindu officers deliberately, consciously, because it is the Indian National Congress. The Hindus, as we said earlier, the Hindus, they never accept the Pakistan. They half-heartedly accept the creation of Pakistan. So they never accept the core of their heart. So they did everything to crush the Pakistan and Pakistan's economy. So they manage it, and they consciously destroyed the important record of the offices from their department. So Pakistani has a great problem where, because in offices, if you don't have any record, how can we manage the system without record? So there's shortage of record, shortage of problem, shortage of building. So this and there is another problem: the rehabilitation, the refugees. This is the in history. This is the largest migration of the people of one area to another area. Because when the division was made, the people of West Punjab, East Punjab, they came into West Punjab. So during this migration, so many hundred and thousand of Muslim families were looted, were crushed, they were massacred. The Hindus with conspired with the Sikhs. Sikh is the people, they are nearer to Muslims, but Hindus, they have conspired with the Sikhs, and they have managed to kill the Muslims. So during the partition, the people were killed, massacred, looted. They were homeless people. They don't have any home. So they shifted, migrated from India to Pakistan with a half-hearted, with a very miserable condition. They don't have any money. They don't have any place to live. They don't have any food. So this is a problem of rehabilitation. So when Pakistan came to being, the great pressure of rehabilitation to create the Muslims of India, to build them, to have their and live there, to give shelter, to give food, to give medicine. Though who don't have any hospitals. In camps, the camps are there are so many diseases spread in the camps. So I mean, in a very miserable condition, they Hindus, they said they were the thing that Pakistan could not face this heavy burden. I mean, when the Muslims were came here, so I mean, in the Punjab, there were so many. In Bengal, there's no any crisis that time. In Punjab, there's a great crisis, and this area, the people were killed. And during this situation, our great poet Bulle Shah, great poet of Varisha, they expressed this condition of that time. Varisha, he said during his verses, during his poetry, that how the people were killed. The great verse of the Varisha, who picture the situation of that massacre, that loot, that damage were connected to the Muslims of the India when who migrated from that saying उठ दर्द मंदा दे वेरिया तक अपना पंजाब उठ दर्द मंदे दे वेरिया तक अपना पंजाब think how the people are am living with Punjab ਅੱਜ बेले लाशां विछियां ਅੱਜ बेले लाशां विछियां in the lands there people were killed and there was blood everywhere and खून च भरी जनाब ਅੱਜ बेले लाशां विछियां ते खून च भरी जनाब Janab is the land of river of Punjab Janab. So he said he get the picture of that condition. The blood is everywhere. The blood is there. The Chenab, there's a river of Punjab. It is flooded with blood of the Muslims who are killed in that area. So I mean, these poet said the poet were they. I mean, pictures this the situation of that time, how these were damaged. So I mean, he वारिस शाह कहना एक रोए सी थी पंजाब दी रोए थी पंजाब दी तू लिख लिख मारे वैन अज लखां थियां रोंदियां तिन वारिस चुगा नु कहन. So it is a poem that Waris has narrated in Heer Ranja is a traditional story of Punjab. So he narrated his story of Heer, the lady of Punjab. So he said, if Heer was just but disturbed, you, you have made a whole poetry, and here the thousands of the girls of Punjab, they were massacred, they were killed, and you, where are you? So, I mean, that condition, the position is that poetry. Poetry, I mean, is also symbolizes history. There is a very great combination of poetry with history. It is another topic, literature. Literature has also very important role in history. During literature, we can study the period of history. So during this literature, this Punjabi literature, who situated situation of Punjab, how this was, I mean, this was a problem Pakistan. So it was people are 1 crore and 25 lakh people. 1 crore at the time. Just imagine at the time of partition, 1947, 1 crore and 25 lakh people migrated from India to Pakistan. So just imagine it was how much burden came on Pakistan administration, where they can I mean manage all these things. So they consciously do all these things. And then there was a problem of division of assets, division of assets, because if you don't have money, how can you re-establish? How can you rehabilitate people? So, a Reserve Bank of India during the partition, Reserve Bank of India, the name of bank, we had 4 billion asset. 4 billion asset was deposited in the Reserve Bank of India. And Pakistan, the share was 750 million. 750 million was the share of the Pakistan. But unfortunately, the Hindus mentality, they because they consciously they never accept Pakistan. So they give not money, 200 million rupees, 200 million rupees were given to Pakistan at the time of partition. But this was not sufficient. Then there is a communication, there is a meeting, but the meeting was not no main because they don't have any, I mean, an intention. So there's a debit, the 20% debit. The 20% debit was loaded to Pakistan. Home was, I mean, was a poor country. It was an emerging country. But after discussion, the 20% was given to, was less to 17%. So 70% is also very big amount. But I mean, so in this very poor condition, they started work, person started their working condition. Then the union of forces, armed forces. So it was decided that the army will be divided into India and Pakistan. The soldiers of the army were given option that whoever who want Pakistan army, join Pakistan army, whoever want to Indian army, they went for Indian army. So most of the Muslims they joined the Pakistan army, and the other got the Indian army. Now in army positions that in big ranks they were all Britishers or Hindus. So it is also very shortage of armed forces. Armed forces was a great problem because it was a defense problem. We have I mean many problems, other defense problem. So this position they had, Pakistan got very miserable condition. I mean, he was lack of many trained army. Then the reserve is that they have decided that the army of the subcontinent will be distributed among the ratio of 64 36%. 64% of the armed forces will go to Indian side, Indian army. The 36, the asset will go to Pakistan side. But this was also justice was undone. They have distributed this asset, the art for asset were distributed equally. And this, I mean, problem is that, I mean, they have very large problem of hardware. Then the other problem, ordnance factories, ordnances factories, ordnance factories that who made the weapons. They were at that time of partition. There were 16 ordnance factories were established in subcontinent. These 16 factories, they were never in situated in Pakistan. So the Indian government, the Indian National Congress, they have give injustice. They have now given share that these factories should be migrated, transferred to Pakistani land. But these 16 ordnance factories will remain India. So how can we have a defense without the ordnance factory, without weapons? Because weapons are produced in the ordnance factories. So this is also very problem of the in the new emerging state of Pakistan. So then in this thing they said that the I mean I mean money, the 60 million people was given to decided 60 million rupees will be given to Pakistan. So they should establish their weapon factory, their thing. But how can we, as I'm emerging, how can we develop this? I mean, with money, such ordnance factories. So then, then the came of states. the problem of states. When during independence war, it was decided that Great Britain, British government said that we will left the country, we will leave the country. The all states, they should decide their fate according to their own situation. So there were at that time was 635 states. 635 states are present as a subcontinent during partition. 14 August 1947, at the time of partition, there were 635 small and large states were present in subcontinent. So the states will went to their side according to their choice. Okay, well, I mean, they decided then the Muslim majority areas, the state or Muslim majority areas, they should went to the, I mean, Pakistan side, and the states of Hindu majority area, they will went to India. So in this situation, also very injustice were done. The states were the main states were at that time. The states were the states of Hyderabad, Nizam Hyderabad, Deccan, the state of Junagadh, the state of Jammu and Kashmir. These were largest states at that time. The Nizam of Deccan, Hyderabad, Deccan, it was a mostly of the area where the Hindus are in majority, but the Hindu, the ruler was Hindu, the ruler was Muslim, Nizam. The area peoples are of that state were Hindu, and the Hindu, the Nizam ruler was Muslim. So he decided that we will go to Pakistan side, but he Indian forces forcibly captured these states, these states of Nizam, Hyderabad, Deccan state, because the people they don't want the Hindus, they don't want to go to India. They said that where the ruler will go, we will with him. With him. Nizam Hyderabad, Nizam as a ruler, he was very kind to the Hindus. Just imagine, he was Muslim, Nizam, Hyderabad, Deccan, but he treated the Hindus with a, I mean, just with justice. So they were happy, but the Hindus, Indian National Congress, they conspired that a agreement was signed, but I mean, there was an option that if the British government said if any state we don't want to go to I mean another country, he will make independent. So Nizam Hyderabad for- when decided that I should go to independent state, but the Hindus, they never accepted. They forcibly they sent their forces to Nizam Hyderabad Deccan, and he surrendered and he captured the state of Hyderabad. Then come to the Junagadh. Same state is that the Junagadh ruler he wanted to annex a state with Pakistan, but Indian they forcibly captured the state and captured the Junagadh. Now the come of Jammu and Kashmir, the largest state. The Jammu and Kashmir was state, largest state. It have a population of at that time in 1941 census. 1941 census, the population of Jammu and Kashmir was 40 lakh. 40 lakh people are present. They are all Muslims. They are all Muslims. Jammu and Kashmir. The Jammu and Kashmir people, they have Muslim. They have naturally, have affiliation with Pakistan because the Pakistanis, they are near to us. They are Muslims. The geographic culture is that Pakistan is attached with Kashmiris. So they accept that we will go to Pakistan, but Indian, they have not accepted this thing. Now, another thing is that the Kashmiri, the state of Kashmir is that in 1846, in 1846, the British sold the Kashmir Valley in lakh, 75 lakh rupees to Gulab Singh, the Dogra Raja of Kashmir. The Dogra Raja of Kashmir bought this Kashmir Valley paying 75 lakh to British and get this Kashmir. So just imagine, I mean, when I once time I went to Murray. So Murray, there's an old man. He said to me that Murray was also same position. Murray was sold to 50 lakh rupees at that time, 1947 going. So I mean that time 50 lakh rupees and so much amount. So just imagine in 70 lakh rupees they have sold this in Kashmir to Gulab Singh. But people don't accept this deal. They wanted that we should go to Pakistan. So in 1930 to 1930, the struggle of Kashmiris, they started the struggle for independence in 1930. And they wanted that we should liberate Kashmir from the Indian hegemony. So the struggle was going on, and after 3rd June 1947 plan, where because deciding the plan, the Muslim majority area will go to Pakistan. So they want that we should go to Pakistan, but Hindus forcibly they captured this area, sent their forces. Now the struggle of freedom fighting started, and 1947. After that, 1948, the war liberation started, and the retired army officers of Kashmiris, they have started the struggle of independence for Kashmiri. So they, with the help of the people, in 48, they have liberated many areas of the Kashmiri. Then the first war of Kashmir was fought in 1948. First war of Kashmir fought in 1948 when the Pakistani forces, Indian forces, they have, I mean, they have come for the battle, and the Pakistani forces were entered in the Kashmiris, and they have liberated the area. So that area who was liberated, it was called Azad Kashmir. Then they came the name of Azad Kashmir after the liberation. So the struggle was going on. But when the Gulab Singh, the when I think that the army, the liberation army, the Mujahideen, the freedom fighters, the Kashmiri freedom fighters, they, not in our control. So he pleaded, he appealed to the Indian army that they should enter in the Kashmiri capital, I think. So this thing, Kashmir, and it is also during this earned this award of Pandit Commission. These tehsil were given, as I told you earlier, these were gate, route for the Kashmiris. So, because if Pakistan has gate route, he can easily go to Kashmiri. But Indian, this Red Clay Award, to this unjust Red Clay Award, these area was given to India. So they can easily went to Kashmir and captured all these things. So I mean, this war of struggle about Kashmir was going on, and they evaluated this thing. Then, after when they think the Kashmiris freedom fighters were not controlled, then Indian government appealed to the Security Council of UNO, United Nations. In 1948, India went to UNO Security Council in 1948 that the war should be stopped. So the war was stopped at that time. A ceasefire was conducted during the help of the Security Council. Then they decided that the Kashmiris will decide their fate of independence, the right of plebiscite. Plebiscite. You decided the plebiscite will be held in Kashmir, that Kashmiris will decide their future, whether they will go to Kashmir or whether they will go to India. It was decided. So think about that. It was the policy of the Hindus that they went to UNO, they went to Security Council to avoid this thing. Now the Muslims, they accepted this thing. The freedom fighter accepted the formula that okay, if the UNO, if we decide our fate, so we will agree with that with it. So UNO decided the FAB side will come, but unfortunately, the big powers, they were allied with India. They were allied with India. The Soviet Union, the Americans, they supported Indian in Security Council. So they don't want that Kashmir should be liberated because at that time there was instincts in the Kashmiris people, Kashmir banega Pakistan, Kashmir banega Pakistan. They hoisted the flag of Pakistan, hoisted the flag of Pakistan, the streets, the roads of the Kashmir, that we want, we will become a part of Pakistan. So the big powers, they have made agreement, the pledge have had. Unfortunately, during these times, no plebiscite was held, and the Kashmiris, the struggle was Kashmiris were going on. The millions of Kashmiri Muslims, they were massacred, they were killed. The millions of Kashmiris, they were imprisoned. The millions of Kashmiris, they were killed. The women of the Kashmiri, they were tortured. They were raped by Indian forces. But nobody cares it is in them. But then it comes the 1965 war. First war was held in 1948, India and Pakistan. The other war was held in 1965 war. The other was 1971 war. The last war in 1999 also was due to Kashmir 1999 in Kargil issue. In Kargil issue, 1999 when the period of Musharraf was present at that time. So these three wars were fought between India and Kashmir, but Kashmir issue was not was solved. So in 1965 war, you just imagine the Pakistani government, the Pakistani people, they bravely fought with the Indian army. And it's a very important thing. I was, I have seen in 1965 war. I have seen that war. I was at that time, I was just 6, 7 years old. 60 years, 65, 5 years old. I just was 5 years old. And you know, at that time, the spirit of the people is that when the Indian plane came, the people, went outside. The people went to roof and have slogan, Pakistan Zindabad, Pak Zindabad. I was also at that time. I was I mean standing in the we were living in Ichra. Ichra, we were living in that time. So in 65 war, when the plane came, Indian plane came, and our Pakistani plane, I mean, they have um, uh, drop the Indian plane, and people have a don't have any fear. They put bombs. They put bomb on Lahore, but it was no win. The Pakistani forces will fight this 1965 war with the help of the people, and we are we won this battle, 1965 war. So then came the 71 war, 1971 war. In that war, also I have seen this war also. I was when in 1971 war, 1970 war, I was present in Chunia. I was living in Chunia, where your grand mother lived with you belong to Chunia. So in 1971, I have recruited as a Razakar. Razakar, the person who helped the army, policeman army to have managed their administrative affairs. So at that time, when I was appointed Razakar, we were help the people. It then advised the time it was blackout. Blackout means what is blackout? The government, the WAPDA, the electricity, they have shut down the light of the whole area. So when the planes came, the Indian plane came, they they could not, see the city, whether the city and the city are in the city. So the Indian spices they were sent that go to the Pakistani side and give us wireless system that this is a place where the people are living. So the 1971 war, the Chunia, the Chunia were living. So we captured, I captured an Indian spy at that time. He was, in Chunia, you see, there's a very, in Punjabi, they call it tie. Tie means the, roof built area. They, in Chunia, they were, new Chunia, old Chunia. So in old Chunia, there was, very, barren area. So this Indian spy, he was hiding in the bushes, and he made the torch to the sky. So, what is the it is indication that there is a population, there is a people living in that area. So, drop the bomb. So, drop the bomb here. It is a signal for the Indian pilots, for the Indian planes. They should bring the bomb to that area. So when I just imagine at the night, I rounded in the area and with my friend. I was at that time. I was brave. I don't have any fear at that time. Um, I just I was only fearful from Allah the Great, and then to my mother. तो दो बंदों में डरता था, अल्लाह से और माँ वादा से, अल्लाह वक्त से। वो बहुत सख्त औरत थी, तो उसमें डरता था, बाद में किसी डरता था मैं। So I mean I gave to I went in and I see a person is having a torch on the sky. I suddenly went and took him with my hands. He was very afraid of them. Then I have 2 or 3 slaps on the mouth and fed. Then I've taken this man to the police. The police man, he slapped me. He was, I'm praised very much me that you have done a great thing. Money, this thing for my nation, for my country. So I mean, just I'm telling this thing that at that time the spirit at that time the people fought with the war and the Kashmiris. So in 1965 war, you just imagine the, I mean, Pakistani was won this battle, but unfortunately, Yayub Khan, the president of Pakistan, he, I mean, he, I mean, lost lost this war due to India. The Tashkent Agreement, the Agreement of Tashkent, was held in 1966. Tashkent Agreement, 1966. Tashkent Agreement was held, and due to this Tashkent Agreement, the the ceasefire was held, and Pakistan was, I mean, lost this war. And that time, when this was resentment of the people of the Pakistan, people of Punjab, because the war was fought in the land of Punjab. So the Punjabis were very much against this thing, and they have condemned the decision of the president. So Zulfikar Bhutto was the foreign minister of that time, 1966. Zulfikar Bhutto, foreign minister of that time. So he resigned from the Ayub cabinet in the resentment of that agreement. Or then he come to the public, and then he said that we will not accept this agreement. So this war was lost by the Pakistani ruler. So during 1961, 63 agreement, I mean, so the Pali Bhutto resigned, and then he came and established Pakistan with party in 1967, 13th November 1967, he founded the Pakistan People's Party, and I mean, they were also during 1971 war. I mean, we were against the Indians. At 1971 war, I have organized the movement and go to the streets and roads, and then have put a slogan, crash India, crash India. At that time, our friend, he was also Radhakar. When he was Radhakar, he was going to Patoki station, Patoki near of Chunia, Patoki railway station. So where was his student? The Indian plane came and he dropped the bomb on the railway station of Patoki. There was a tanker, oil tanker. The oil tanker was burst, and this oil tanker was dropped onto the this my my friend Boy Razakar. After 3 days, his dead body was found. So I was very much disturbed. He was my good friend. He was killed. So at that time, we have organized, and first we chanted the slogan, "Crash India." So that was the spirit of the that time Pakistan spirit. So Come to point, Zulfikar Bhutto, he pleaded with the Pakistan nation, and he said, when he go to Security Council, when Pakistani delegation headed by Zulfikar Bhutto, the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, went to Security Council, where the Poland give a resolution that will ceasefire in India and Pakistan 1965. But Zulfikar Bhutto turned up this resolution and spread in the United Nations Organization Hall, Security Council, and said, "We will not accept this. We will fight it with India." उसने सबसे पहले उसने नारा मारा था, हम 1000 साल जंग करेंगे. We will have a battle to India for 1000 years due to Kashmir. We will get Kashmir. We will get Kashmir. We will not spare Kashmir. So Zulfikar Bhutto was the leader who first presented the Kashmir, because Kashmir is the main thing. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Jinnah said, Kashmir is a Sharab of Pakistan. It's a Sharab. Kashmir is the Sharab. Is main vein of blood for Pakistan. This is the wording of the Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Jinnah, who gave so much importance to Kashmir. So, so Kashmir issue is a very important thing. Kashmir is a very important thing. So, after the Qaid-e-Azam, no government, people's government said this thing. This, this, think about Imran Khan. Imran Khan, he sold the Kashmir issue to India. Imran Khan. ये Imran Khan, in during this, no country have a right to annex Kashmir. In 3rd August 2019, India annexed Kashmir. This is a disputed territory. This is a disputed territory between Pakistan and India. But the Kashmir was never have a courage to annex Kashmir. They can think Kashmir is disputed area, but during the time of Imran Khan, they annexed. They have, in 370 amendment of Indian government. Narendra Modi is against the Muslims, is against the Kashmiris. So Narendra Modi adopted this resolution. According to this resolution, they have captured the Kashmir, and they have taken the right of disputed. It was a disputed area. They have said, now it's our Kashmir. It's not Kashmir of Pakistan. To the right. So, the leader was Zulfikar Bhutto. He was a leader. Then come Benazir Bhutto. He also leaded with the Kashmiri dispute area. He also fought with the resolution. He also fought this case with the National Assembly. The United Nations organizations going. So, in this situation, now the question is that the Kashmir is very much disturbed. How can they struggle? How can they get independence with the help of Pakistani people? So if the Pakistan people will help them, they can be liberated. So it's very courage. This leader, he is only Imran leader. He is only just against the opposite leader. ये इतना दलेर बनता है कि अपोजिशन को ही दबाता है, उनको ही मारता है. किससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है कोई? ये इससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है कोई? बात ये इतना दलेर बनते हो, दलेर जाकर किसी को साझा करो उनसे कोई. तो ये चीजें हैं. The topic is very much expanded. So the real thing is that the after partition, so Pakistan faced all these problems, and Pakistan slowly gradually problem. Another thing, I mean, economic problems that state of Pakistan in 1st July 1948, Qaid Azam established the State Bank of Pakistan. State of Pakistan, the first bank of Pakistan, State of Pakistan, to consolidate the national economy. So then the Qaid Azam, he was lived only 13 months after the partition. So during these 13 months, he expanded everything. He established civil secretariat. Karachi was become the capital of Pakistan. So he established civil secretariat, established the civil services, established the foreign services, established the account services. So he distributed, then he established the army services. So all these things were organized and he managed after during the period of 30 minutes, the he was given the Pakistan in great footing. Then Pakistan has become the member of UNO, United Nations Organization. Now Pakistan in 1948, Pakistan gave the membership of United Nations. So because the Qaid Azam was in a view that we have good relation with the other countries. So Pakistan was made. Then they have good relation with Chinese. China a great supporter of Pakistan. China always supported Pakistan. So after the independence, the Chinese government accepted and have a good relationship with Bangladesh. Then they have foreign policy was made. Then Pakistan was with Liaquat Ali Khan. Liaquat Ali Khan was appointed the first Prime Minister of Pakistan. Liaquat Ali Khan, old Muslim League leader, was appointed of first Prime Minister of Pakistan. So Liaquat Ali Khan visited many countries. Liaquat Ali Khan visited United States of America. Liaquat Khan visited Soviet Union, USSR, have good relation, to have good relation, and then they have well good relation. And one thing was important that after the partition, it's very miserable condition. We get this Pakistan with the grand sacrifices, and in this thing, I have a verse of that time who visualize the picture is that who said that what should be Pakistan? So it's a verse of old verse of poem of हम लाए हैं तूफान से किश्ती निकाल कर हम लाए हैं तूफान से किश्ती निकाल कर इस मुल्क को रखना मेरे बच्चों संभाल कर. The founder of Pakistan said that we have taken this boat of Pakistan from the very storm. The storm, the storm was created by the Britishers. The storm created by Hindus, the National Congress. So all Muslim League India was they have snatched Pakistan from this stand, from this people, and love this nation. But unfortunately, we had forgotten his advice. We never accepted the advice, and the Britishers they were conspirators. The Indians were conspiracies. So it's a misery of that history, the bureaucracy, the civil servant. It is the civil servant. They are the they came from the British civil service. British civil service was then came to Pakistan civil service. So Pakistan civil service, the bureaucrats. So the Muhammad Ali, after that, the Muhammad Ali was become the Governor General of Pakistan after the death of Qaid Azam Jinnah. Qasim Jinab died 11th September 1948. 1948, 11th September, Qasim died. If God give him a good health and good health, he made Pakistan great nation. But to think about that, how was great leader? Qaid-e-Azam had a disease. Qaid-e-Azam had a disease at that time. He struggled for partition, but he never disclosed his diseases to anyone. So that our struggle should be stopped. So one man, Qaid-e-Azam was working in late night. So he said to Qaid-e-Azam कि जनाब इतनी रात हो गई है, आप सो जाएं, अब आराम करें, सब लीडर सो रहे हैं. तो उसने आगे ये बोला, फिर कायद आज़म मुझे ने बोला कि हिंदू जो है, वो जो लीडर जो हैं इसलिए सो रहे हैं, उनकी कौम जाग रही है, कौम जाग रही है. The leaders of Hindus, they were having their sleep because their nation, they are awakened. They are awakened of their rights. मैं इसलिए रात को जाग रहा हूँ कि मेरी कौम सो रही है. I am in working I am in night and at that tough time because my nation is not aware of. My nation is not conscious. He's sleeping. My nation is sleeping. So that why I am awaking. So just about the struggle. But after the partition, the conspiracies were hatched and they never accept the rule of civil supremacy. Qadim said that there should be civil supremacy. Then there was no any constitution. There was no any constitution. After the partition, 14 August 1947, Pakistan adopted the Indian Act of 1935. Indian Act 1935 Act, he ruled the Pakistani government according to Indian Act 1935. After that, they made this that we should have our own constitution because constitution the main thing. The constitution, I mean, deals with the government. What is politics? Politics means how to govern the nation, how to govern any country. So in government governing the country, the main thing important is constitution. Pakistan don't have any constitution. So it was made the objective resolution. Dr. Yaha presented, made the objective resolution in assembly, and then they passed this. That our constitution is in that. So I mean, so another thing, the Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Jinnah, he was against the spirit of provincialism and racialism. Qaid said in October 48, he said that we should not follow the spirit of provincialism. He said, we are Pakistanis. We never consider them as Punjabis, as Sindhis, Balochi, Pathan, or Bengali. We are Pakistani. We should accept Pakistan. That's why, because he said this provincialism will disturb the unity of the Pakistan. This is the main cause of disunity. So, I mean, do this thing. The people of Pakistan never bother about his advice and they went for provincialism. So the Bengal is a Pakistani nation. We are united, but due to this provincialism, it is the prejudice, it is the prejudice of that mentality that we have lost this 1971 war. The Bengal, Pakistan was partition, Pakistan was divided Pakistan divided into Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a majority area. Bangladesh was Bengalis, but the Indian, they conspired. They they saw the spirit of spiritualism, nationalism. You are Bengali, you are not Pakistani. So it is our disunity when Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, he came here and went to Islamabad. Then in 1965, the capital of Pakistan became Karachi, to Karachi to Islamabad. So it was made Islamabad. A lavish amount of money was spent on Islamabad. So Mujibur Rahman, when he came and went to Islamabad, and he go and licked the road of Islamabad and said, then इस सड़क से मुझे पटसन की खुशबू नजर आ रही है. Patsan is a product of commodity of Bengal. So Patsan was exported and Pakistan got money. So this is was at that time because the Bengali, the Patsan, he will produce in Bengal, but his income was spent in East Pakistan, in West Pakistan. It is product of East Pakistan, and this amount was spent to West Pakistan. So there was a discrimination. Due to discrimination, the Bengalis, they were against become enemy of Pakistan, and there was again unity, disunity. Then the Ayub Khan, he said when he went to Bengal, he said, Bengali, what is Bengali? इतने छोटे छोटे कायदे इनके, ये क्या लड़ेंगे, ये क्या फौज में लड़ेंगे कोई? What is this creativeness? It's proud of. Yeah, I'm Pathan, I'm Punjabi, he's a Bengali, have a, small height. So this creativeness grew time and time, and during 1971, the war, these Bengalis, then they revolted against, and the Pakistan was divided in East Pakistan, West Pakistan. So, Pakistan was a great country, but this was destroyed. This was, was looted by these plunder, these looters. These people, they have looted the Pakistan. So they created, discrimination. They created hatredness. They created hatredness among the other nations. So these are the problems that the nation of one, area, they again become other country. But during the period of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, he first made the Constitution 1970. The Constitution, it was a unanimous Constitution. All the parties, they were accepted this Constitution, and they said you left according to the Constitution of the Pakistan. So, so I mean, time हो गया भाई, ये टाइम क्या हो गया टाइम? So shall we finish our, well, yeah, ठीक है अभी, now you have any question, yeah. No, so this thing is now, this now today's lecture was to 1947 to onward. the problem of, I mean, the establishment of Pakistan, the problem of the government, problem of the rehabilitation. So, I mean, they have rehabilitated. First thing, the Pakistan rehabilitation problem. The Qaeda-Azam shifted his office from Karachi to Lahore to rehabilitate the refugees, for the refugees, because they were given the refugees food and shelter, and they appealed to the philanthropists, social workers. They come forward and they should, I mean, give protection to the, the people of refugees who migrated from India. So there's also we have to trust board to establish. We have to trust board established that a person can claim that he have any property in India. So due to this property, I should be given in Pakistan the property. So this matter was also very important. So they resolved this issue, and people were given different cities, different areas. They established and they resided. They have taken the homes, and because when the areas, when the Hindus, they migrated from India, so their properties, these properties were distributed among the Muslims. The Pakistani government distributing these properties to the Muslims. So they have got the problem. They have solved their problem of food, problem of the shelter, problem of the housing. They have actually slowly they have given the offices. They have civil services were established. So the Pakistani people they were employed. The Pakistani army got jobs. So then the education system was established. The university was, this Punjab University, it was established in Lahore. The Lahore College for girls was established. The Cleared College was present in 1913. So this was established, renovated. So the Muslims, girls and Muslims, boys, they get education and then they become the Cleared College of Medical College, the Engineering University. So these area education side, the students they came and they got admission and they have their education completed and give job, take job from the offices. So the Pakistan, by the grace of God, I mean, it's a special, thanks of the God that Pakistanis they were have a good, I mean, treatment. They have good opportunities. So in 1965 was so many people. They said they have in their eyes seen the people, the saints, when Indian drop the bombs. So they take these bombs in their clothes. So this is a mistake. So many people said that Pakistan is the is given by the Faizan of Aulia Kram, the saint, the great saints. They have also helped the Pakistan. They've also saved the Pakistan. So Pakistan is a beautiful land, the beautiful people, the beautiful area. I visited the Pakistan of most areas from Karachi to Multan to Pindi to Torkham border. So the northern areas to Swat when I was healthy. I don't have any problem. However, at that time I visited all these areas, Swat, Kalam. So it's a beautiful land of area. So Pakistan is that area where the all season come in Pakistan during hot season. There's so much hot, then people were sweating. In Pakistan, there is a winter. The winter season is so much coldness. Then there is spring. Then there is rain. Then there is, so the mixture of different seasons. Spring come, autumn come, winter come, autumn season come. So this is a beautiful land. So, but no, it's our up to us that we should, make this land a beautiful land. I mean, it's not in a written. This poem was not. It is not a poem of Qaid Azam. I mean, another person, another poet. He, picked. Situation. He said that Qaid Azam said like this thing. It is not the poem of Qaid Azam. It is not the verse of Qaid Azam. Some or any poet who said. So he gave the idea about Qaid Azam. So it is not the poem of Qaid Azam. I know the poetry of Qaid Azam. So it is another person who said this poem, and this poem he said this verse of so it symbolizes the position, symbolizes the wishing of the Qaid Azam, how he wish, how he think about it, that what is his I mean wish, how Pakistan should be. Pakistan should be a democratic state. Pakistan would be a web state. Pakistan should be state where there will be all people, the Hindus, the Muslims, the Sikhs, because in during this time, they, just imagine during the cabinet of Qaeda Muhammad Jinnah, the Hindu minister was appointed as a religious affair. Just imagine, Hindu man appointed the man of religious affair. So this is the Qaeda spirit, the Qaeda thinking that we should all Pakistanis, we never as a Hindu or never any, Muslim or Christian, all are equal the rights of constitution. No Hindus is Hindus, no Muslim Hindus, but they are equal rights of Pakistan according to the constitution of Pakistan. So Qaid Azam, he married with a lady, Riti. Riti was not a Muslim. He was a Buddhist. Riti was a Buddhist community, non-Buddhist community. Disha Danchi Patel is the father of Riti. So he was just 18 years old. He was 14 years old, and Riti, he was just 18 years old woman. So she married with Qaid Azam. So he was not a Muslim, but so he was not a person, he was a conservative man. He was a liberated person. Yeah, he had dress, the dress like the English. He always wear the English dress and have a hat on his head and have a smoke cigar. So, but this thing is not important thing. One thing about he never speak Urdu. He always speak English. In the procession of the Indian Muslim League, Qaid Azam speak with English. So just imagine the Muslims, they don't understand English, but they listen him carefully, attentively. So the question is that it is sincerity of him that he created Pakistan. It is not the language. If we don't have speak English, Urdu, so they have never. There's a, I mean, the different the ulamas, they not accepted Qaid Azam. They blamed him that he is as a liberal person. How could he will be known as a Muslim? So in that area, they said Qaid Azam as a Jinahi, Jinahi, not Muslim, Jinahi. He belonged to Jinahi. He's not Muslim League. Then a grade of, I mean, alam of that time, he said, एक काफरा से जिसने की है शादी वो कायद आजम है कि काफर आजम. एक काफरा से जिसने की शादी तो कायद आजम में ऐसे कि काफर आजम है. So, but these were the ulama Hind, Judo ulama Hind. This party sided with the Indian National Congress. This party sided with National Congress. The other group, they have sided with Qaid Azam. Why the thing? Judo ulama Hind, they supported the National Congress. Due to this thing, that how can we accept as a Muslim? We don't have like any Muslim. When the Qaid Azam went to Badshah Mosque. In Badshah Mosque, he was wearing the boots. So I don't know whether you have visited Badshah Mosque or not. In Badshah Mosque, when any foreigner, when he came, so the I mean gate of Badshah Mosque, they have give the long shoes of a rubber. So the people, the foreigners, the I mean the Christians, as a nation, they don't open their shoes. So they have take the shoes and take this long shoes to travel to visit the Bachi Mosque. But Muslims, they, I mean, whenever Muslims come, they have respect in the mosque. So they, I mean, open the shoes and beer put it. They went in the mosque. So Qaid Azam went past the mosque and take these shoes and went to mosque. So I mean, these things, they I mean, they condemn. So it is the not the thing that where he takes his dress, what language he speaks. It is spirit. It is the intention. You have intention. The Muslims should get their independence. So Qaid Azam, he never fought this movement, liberation movement, not with the gun in his hand. He was not I mean, a person who have rebelled against, I mean, everything in his sword or a gun in his hand. He fought this battle of Pakistan in a democratic way, in a peaceful way, in a, I mean, in an educated way. So he, I mean, he convinced the Britishers that Pakistan should come to being. So I mean, his struggle was very hard, but he, the Gandhi, on the other side, the Gandhi, leader of India said, just he, I mean, he take this in his ashram, he made the ashram and live like the Hindus, but he was not a real man. He was not a that honest man like Qaid Azam, like Mujib Jinakui. So Qaid Azam fought the battle of Pakistan with his spirit, with his good intention that he is a Muslim. So he principally was a real Muslim. That due to the death. So after that, after Pakistan partition, then he accepted they all know the condition, and I mean, give the all tradition of the Islamic system. So, but just see, he have no any hypocrisy. When he married with a Buddhist woman, but when he became the Governor General of Pakistan, then her daughter of Mujna Qaid Azam, she married with a Parsi man. So that time he was he was not a person. No, he said, I am Muslim ruler. So I mean, how can I accept this thing? So he never met with her real daughter. When he died, then a daughter, she came on his demise. So during his lifetime, she never met with him. So this is the leadership. He was not a hypocrite. I mean, so he accepted Islamic teaching in spirit, in core of his heart, and he teaches Islamic ideology, and he teaches Islamic system. He expects Islamic system. He said the Pakistan government, the Pakistan system should be Islamic, based on the equal justice. when when he was a student, Qaida Mujna, who went to England, he went to England for his bachelor's degree of law. He was advocate law. So he went and he visited in many education universities. So when he got admission in that university, where in on his gate, university gate, it was written that Muhammad Rasulullah, he was a great leader of the nation. So when he saw this thing, and when he I mean, being a student, the first thing is that to get top priority to your education. Give more attention to education. Education is the thing. Education is the most important thing. We are not a landlord people. So I it was the desire of my late mother, मेरे बख्शे अल्लाह बख्शे मेरी वालदा ख्वाहिश थी कि मेरे सारे बच्चे जो है वो अपनी एमए करें, मास्टरी करें. All children of my, they should get education, give master. So Alhamdulillah, MashaAllah, we are brother and sister. We did masters. I did masters in history, Raza master degree in economics, Ifat master degrees in Urdu literature. Shazia Punjabi literature. So Najia, she got fine art. Sophia, your so also get education. So this is also my advice. I consider education is the most important thing. The Alina, she got the trade college. So there's a big amount of fees. So I never, and I have any burden of giving a fees. I have curtailed things of food. I have curtailed expenditure in clothing. I have curtailed expenditure of anything. But education, there's no compromise on education. If you have spent so many money on education, there's no harm. So our parents, they give attention, pay attention to education. So I also give you advice that first you pay attention to your studies, to your education, because education is the main thing when we can get a better human life. Because if you don't have education, you don't have anything in your hand. So due to education, you can in life, prosperity, you can get good, living here. So it is my advice. I mean, I, I mean, I was not, due to education, no, I was misfit for this job. I was not, it's not my desire to have this job. So I like the desire. I should be a lecturer. I should be educated. But this is it's a not in humans control. How should you? So so I said you should study, have a good, give book, take book. When I was a student, I don't have money to get books. चलो ठीक है वो गुफ्तगू भी दिया दिए आई थिंक when our next class will be when